Harry Potter is a household name at this point. We've all grown up with the series, and it's been an integral part of our childhood, watching Harry, Ron, and Hermione grow into the incredible wizards they become and defeat Lord Voldemort. Not only that, but we've grown to love the actors behind the trio too. In this video, we'll talk about how Dan Radcliffe ended up being cast as the boy who lived. First up, how Maggie Smith's faith in Daniel Radcliffe helped the young actor land the role of the famous Harry Potter. Yes, that's right, Daniel Radcliffe landed the role of Harry Potter because of another major actor, Maggie Smith. When Daniel starred in the first Harry Potter movie, he was still relatively unknown. On the other hand, Maggie Smith had a fairly stellar career by that point. Daniel Radcliffe eventually climbed the ladder to success after getting famous as Harry Potter. That wouldn't have been possible without Maggie Smith meddling though. The 88-year-old British actress definitely had a hand to play in Daniel Radcliffe's success. As of right now, it's pretty hard to imagine anyone else being our beloved Harry Potter. But in the very beginning, it was Maggie Smith who believed Daniel would do the character justice. Daniel Radcliffe had no idea who Maggie Smith was when the two first met. That's kind of understandable, considering the fact that the popular British actor was only 9 years old at the time. For him, he was just meeting Maggie Smith to work on their job together. He saw her as a co-worker and nothing else. Secondly, how Daniel Radcliffe managed to charm Maggie Smith at their very first meeting. The two actors met for the first time when they worked together on the BBC adaptation of The Rich Magician's Life, David Copperfield. At that time, Daniel Radcliffe had no idea that he was working with a megastar of an actress. He also had no clue how big of a deal it was. In Radcliffe's own words, he said that he met Smith for the first time when he was 9 at the BBC adaptation of David Copperfield. He added that his parents were in shock about him working with the Maggie Smith, but considering he wasn't a prime of Miss Jean Brodie's fan, he had no clue who she was. When the duo met, Daniel admitted not being quite so impressed with the actress. Apparently, not even Maggie Smith, with her legendary career, was able to overwhelm the child actor. He didn't know who she was, so he didn't feel intimidated by her. Daniel admitted to meeting her without any fear or embarrassment. He said he knew that was a dame, so the first thing he asked her was if she wanted him to call her dame. She was instantly charmed by the young man and asked him to simply call her Maggie. That was the start of their extremely wholesome friendship. What's more, Maggie went out of her way to recommend him. Although the child star wasn't outright impressed by Maggie Smith at their first meeting, it was definitely the opposite for the veteran actress. During an interview with Stephen Colbert, Daniel Radcliffe revealed that the iconic actress went out of her way to recommend him for the role of Harry Potter. Apparently, Maggie spoke to the people involved with the casting to bring Daniel in for an audition. She saw young Daniel Radcliffe's potential and believed he would make the perfect young wizard. Of course, Maggie Smith had a proven acting career by that time, so her recommending a nameless young actor definitely had weight. Daniel recalled that Maggie Smith was the person who recommended him for Harry Potter, so she's the reason he ended up doing that. Of course, it was only a matter of time before the British actor realized how big of a deal it was that he was working with Maggie Smith. He added that he was now more aware of who she is in a more significant way than he was when he was 9 or 10. Next up, the casting rules while picking the perfect actors for the roles. Janet Hershenson, the casting director for the Harry Potter film franchise, has confessed that they had a ton of rules on getting the perfect actor for each role. Even with Maggie Smith's recommendation, they still had to make sure Daniel Radcliffe checked off all the qualifications. Speaking with HuffPost, Janet Hershenson said they had to be really specific about ages, as there were going to be multiple movies ahead. They couldn't pick a small 13-year-old to play anybody. They had to pick someone who was the proper age of the character. While casting the titular character, they were also closely looking for the eye color of the kids. Aside from the right age, they also needed someone who had either blue or green eyes. About this, the casting director said that she needed a blue or green-eyed kid because an important part of Harry's is his green eyes or his blue-green eyes. Now, that became the elimination factor for the casting. They would go like, "Aw, drat, he's great, but he has brown eyes." Along with Maggie Smith, even the director Chris Columbus had his eye on Daniel Radcliffe when he'd worked for David Copperfield. Not to mention, let's take a look at the actors behind the iconic Golden Trio end their friendship. Actors Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint were brought together by the filming of the Harry Potter franchise. They rose to fame with the popularity of the film franchise and saw the rise of their salaries progressively with the series. The Harry Potter film series, based on the book series of the same name penned by J.K. Rowling, witnessed the blossoming friendship of Harry, Ron, and Hermione at Hogwarts, a school of witchcraft and wizardry, where they battled all kinds of challenges. From bullies to first crushes, and eventually banding together to defeat Lord Voldemort, the Golden Trio formed a friendship so deep it was almost enviable. When Ron and Hermione finally got together, their friendship wavered a teeny bit, but in the end, they were always there for each other, and that's what made us love them. The actors behind the scenes grew together too. Their playful friendship and camaraderie is definitely quite wholesome. The actors recently met for the Harry Potter 20th Anniversary Reunion Special, which featured numerous other veteran actors from the film franchise. Coming up, where are the actors behind the Golden Trio right now? The iconic trio of Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson will always be remembered for being best friends in the Harry Potter series. But since then, the actors have taken part in a number of other projects. Daniel Radcliffe has starred in both plays and movies. Most recently, he was in Weird, the Al Yankovic story. Emma, on the other hand, earned praise for her role as Belle in the live-action adaptation of Beauty and the Beast. She was also commended for her role in the film adaptation of the famous book Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. The actor behind Ron Weasley, Rupert Grint, will be returning to Apple TV's Servant. Following up, how much was Daniel Radcliffe paid for the role of Harry Potter? We know that Harry Potter was Daniel Radcliffe's breakthrough role. The role of the titular character from the Harry Potter film franchise is what launched the child actor into a world of stardom. Since his role as Harry made him internationally renowned, Daniel has been part of a number of new projects. His biggest role, though, will always be of the boy who lived, who just found out he was a wizard. Reports say that Daniel, in the role of the courageous 11-year-old wizard, made $1 million for his first Harry Potter film, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. As he was the main character of the series, his scenes and lines increased with every film, and by the time the last two Harry Potter films wrapped up, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1 and Part 2, the megastar had made a combined total of $50 million for the two films. That's insane. Although the journey from $1 million to $50 million was long, it was pretty memorable for the actor. Up next, how much was Rupert Grint paid for the role of Ronald Weasley? We all know Rupert played a perfect Ronald Weasley. He captured the character's quirkiness and mischief just the right way. The actor played the perfect red-headed Weasley, the sixth of 7 children. He proved his loyalty to Harry time and again, and stood by him and Hermione through good times and bad. The trio ultimately defeated Voldemort, and Ron, played by Rupert, played a key part in that victory. Their friendship stayed strong over the course of 19 years. In the 20th anniversary reunion, the directors claim that Rupert Grint was Ron. He fit the character perfectly, according to them. This led to a steady pay increase for the young actor. For the first film, Rupert earned a little under $1 million, according to Celebrity Net Worth. His salary increased to $4 million by the time the franchise reached its midpoint, and for the final two films, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2, the popular British actor earned a combined pay of $30 million. Way to go, Rupert. Not to mention, how much was Emma Watson paid for the role of the smart and brilliant young witch, Hermione Granger? Just like Rupert Grint and Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson captured the essence of the young genius witch, Hermione Granger, absolutely brilliantly. She played the role of the witch who was the backbone of the Golden Trio. It was Hermione who had all the answers when the two could figure things out, and it was Hermione who saved their backs a ton of times using her perfect magic skills and knowledge. The Muggle-born, which saved the trio from a number of difficult situations with her intelligence and wit. Emma was cast as Hermione when she was merely 10 years old. According to Parade, the young actress made less than $1 million for the first Harry Potter film, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. As she grew in popularity both on-screen and off-screen, the famous British actress's salary rose up to $30 million for the two-part finale of the Harry Potter series. Emma Watson had no shortage of prominent roles after her work as Hermione Granger came to an end. That's a wrap for this video. Were you surprised to hear about Maggie's part in landing Daniel Radcliffe the role of Harry Potter? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.